Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be making a vegan sausage. Now the sausage I'm making is going to be similar to a bratwurst. So this is my vegan bratwurst. Now I'm going to be enjoying this at the end with a little bit of sauerkraut and some brown mustard, but I'm also gonna make sure that I try it out just as is, so that way you know exactly if this is something you should be trying and enjoying in your home. So I have all of my ingredients together. So let's go ahead and take a look at the ingredients that I will be using today. When it comes to liquid ingredients, I'm gonna be using miso, soy sauce or tamari sauce, white beans, a onion, some beer. You can go with a vegan, a gluten-free beer to match your dietary needs. If you wanted this to be a gluten-free version, then you can either use a gluten-free beer or you can use water. And then I also have some liquid smoke. Okay, so when it comes to the dry ingredients, I have some Vital Wheat gluten. You can always leave the Vital Wheat gluten out of this in order to make sure that this is gluten-free. We have some Italian seasoning, allspice, onion powder, garlic powder, mustard seed powder, salt, cumin. We have a paprika, cayenne pepper mix, some fennel seed, hemp seed, some tomato paste. Yes, I forgot to put the tomato paste in with the liquids. Ultimately, it's not a big deal because these are just going to be mixed together anyways. Some oats and some walnuts. Okay, so when it comes to this recipe, it's going to be super simple to make. Really, I'm just taking everything and I'm going to put it in the food processor and mix it all together. I'm going to start with taking the onion and putting that in the food processor alone so it chops up the onion a bit. But that's gonna be super simple. The food processor does a good job of it. You know, these ingredients will be great working together. I'm adding the Vital Wheat gluten because to me, I find that using a seitan, using a Vital Wheat gluten, it just creates a better texture in vegan meat. So the Vital Wheat gluten is just gonna be a much better binding agent. It's gonna also help to give it a little bit more of that crumbly sausage texture that when you combine it together into the links, it'll just work out better. So let's go ahead and get started so you can see this. Okay, so I'm gonna add in the tomato paste, the mustard powder, the Italian seasoning, the onion powder, garlic powder, salt, cumin, spicy mixture, some hemp seed, walnuts, the oats. Let's add in the miso, allspice, the beans, tamari sauce, liquid smoke, the beer, and I'm going to hold off on the Vital Wheat gluten and the fennel seed for a moment. Okay, now at this time I'm going to add the Vital Wheat gluten and the fennel seed. Now at this part, I like to actually fold in just a little bit more of those oats. The mixture is pretty sticky, and the oats actually will help remove some of that stickiness. Now the other great thing is that by mixing this like this, we're actually going to be activating the gluten fibers, and that's just going to help really kind of bring this sausage in together nicely. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think that this is going to be a great texture. I think that this sausage is going to be absolutely fantastic when it's all done. It smells really good already, and I haven't even started to cook it. Just like so. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I have the mixture together, right? Ultimately, this is a seitan. It's gonna be great. So I'm looking for this to have a little bit of like mustard flavor, a little bit of a beer element to it, just because the bratwurst, it should have that in it. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wrap this in some aluminum foil, just like I did on my breakfast sausage. You can check that out if you haven't seen it yet. It's a great starting point on this. But I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the aluminum foil because the mixture is pretty sticky and I don't want it to stick to the aluminum foil after I cook it. So once I wrap this in the foil nice and tight, I'm going to steam it, and I'm going to steam it for about 30-35 minutes. And then I will cool it in the freezer to get a quick cooling on it. And then I'll saute it up, and we'll look at finishing this up and enjoying it. Okay, and so this is what we are looking for. Alright, so there it is. The vegan bratwurst sausage is done, and let's go ahead and try it out. So this definitely has a different flavor, a whole different flavor profile than the breakfast sausage. So it's great because it's a very similar core recipe, but there's just other ingredients added in. And you get a little bit more of the spiciness from the cayenne and chili powder, and that goes great with it being the bratwurst. You get a little bit of that kind of like soury note that you get from beer, so I think that's fantastic. And I'm getting a little bit of that dry mustard kind of coming through there, and then overall I get a bit more umami in general with this sausage, probably from the added ingredients like the miso and the vital wheat gluten. The vital wheat gluten does work to make the texture a little bit different. It does have a little bit more of a crumbly texture, so that's pretty good. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and try it with some sauerkraut and some mustard. This is good. I mean, just in general, like everything combined on this is good. I literally just want to eat the rest of this right now. There's a lot of great flavor here. I mean, this is it right here. You got the sausage, the mustard, and the sauerkraut. This is fantastic. You can enjoy this anytime. I will certainly have this again. Yeah, again, I think the key is that you steam it so that way it cooks it and brings it all together, and then you saute it, and that adds the crunchiness to the outside, which makes this work. This is a good vegan sausage. It's a good vegan bratwurst. Absolutely fantastic. Everyone, I'm going to have some more great recipes for you again really soon. I'm your friend with food benefits. I'll see you soon.